Hello everyone, this video shares part 2 with Aggies at RPG Stories, guiding me through the RPG Stories 3D world builder and virtual tabletop system. Aggies shows me how to host an online game session, and then he continues to demonstrate more of the features.
When you are in the multiplayer, there is a chat. You can also see all results in the chat when you are online with your friends.
Let's test that now. You just start a game, and it says copy this code.
I need to choose something nice, otherwise Chrisa is going to kill me. Okay, let me pick this robot. First of all, there's the chat. Let me type hi. So now you have several controls. Let me show you. So the first one is for the click it. Yeah. It's for, the connection to invite another player, see if you are still connected and things like that. The second one is to open and close the chat. The third one, what it does is that it forces the camera to the players where your camera is. So right now you have, you chose to zoom in my face. Mm-hmm. If you click that button, all players are going to see that. So with that, you can force everyone to watch that view. So and basically, now this is exactly what I'm also viewing.
So right now it's synced for your view.
Yeah. And for all players. So you can go anywhere in the scene and force view that. We, the players, also have a button that takes us back to our characters in case we lose them. And the last one, the last button are the network settings, the GM controls. So the first one is to allow me or not to be able to move. So right now I can walk. If you click that, I won't be able to walk. So that's for Dungeon Master who want to control their players. The second one is to allow me to move the camera or not. So if you disallow me to move the camera, all I can see is my character or the place will force the camera. Now, the sync animation speed and the type of animation is again like more advanced, fancy stuff. Whenever you move the world builder, anything in the world builder, like if you move, I don't know, the biomass on the floor, I am gonna see it moving at the same time. But if you choose to change the animation speed on that, you can choose to have a delay. So you can get it to 4, basically the delay, and I will see it like after 30 seconds. So you can prepare things and let them happen if you want. More advanced tools, and also you can change the type of the animation. If you open the drop down, you'll see that we have like different styles of how the players are going to see these movements, like with an animation, with a bounce, fade in, fade out, things like that. The players also have the option to click a button and allow the camera to move with them. Basically, like when you play Diablo or Path of Exile or whatever, the camera follows the model. But if you want, you can close it and just walk in the environment. If I add like a modifier 3 and I roll 1d6, all the users will see the 5, but in the chat, they were going to see with the modifier, like 5 plus 3 equals 8. You can choose to roll a lot of dice at once. And like in all VTTs, you see its number plus the sum. As I said before, we are now introducing more dice for other games as well, not just D&D. You open your collection, you choose the game style if you want to be like Alien, or Walking Dead, Hero Quest, Blade Runner, Cypher. We also brought Cypher dice. And yeah, everyone can see what you are rolling in the chat and also chat. Okay, so you have to type the number of dice you want to roll. So now in the D4 next to it, it says 1. If you change that, roll 5. Now, if you roll, you're going to see the sum there as well for everyone.
And it automatically shows up in the chat.
Yeah. That's exactly what we are trying to do now. So we are moving on with a new Kickstarter campaign. And the main goal is this, to introduce character sheets for most popular games, rule sets, which basically, well, rule sets mean different thing for different people. But basically what we dream of doing is introduce character seeds that will be connected with the dice and the rules. So when you cast Fireball, you will be able to click on your character seed on your spell slot, Fireball. The system will know what dice to roll, and in the chat you'll get the result plus the rules for Fireball, what the spell does. The Kickstarter campaign will have like stretch goals. The first goal will be to introduce 5th edition. We hope that we will make enough funds to introduce more games and rule sets for more games, especially now that most companies have open licenses for them, and we can really do it. I can measure things. I can roll dice. The player can roll dice. All right. I can pinpoint. Let me show that actually. So I can pinpoint and explain where I want to go or where I want to point, like check this out or check this out. I can play with some VFX. So we have this temporary VFX where, again, I can point and click, like here's where I want to cast Fireball, here's when I want to cast that spell. Everyone has the measurement tool where they can count distances. You can check it out if you want, since you're sharing the screen. You can measure distances and start disagreeing with your players if it's the proper distance to do stuff. The first choice is feet or yards. Although we are European, we need to add the metric system at some point. The second option is to, instead of a straight line, to use the measurement tool as a circle. So you can see the radius or the diameter. The third option is to target walls and not just the floor. Now you can start from the floor and measure going up and see how high a wall is, or a door or a column or anything like this. And the last one is to allows you to leave these lines active for everyone to see instead of going away when you lose the click. So if you leave it there, it's there, everyone knows the distance there. And if you click the clear, they go away. We are trying in general to make the UI and the UX as simple as possible. In general, we think that people can easily get used to it. And I'm so grateful for my devs, especially Zotos, who worked on this, but allowing so many things to be happening online without getting disconnections, without getting problems, sync problems, things like that, was a huge task. You can really enjoy the game. And, if a player says, I destroy this, the DM can take it away, or they can pick the wall and drop it. So you can, if you want to be super manual and if you love detail, you can do anything while playing. Otherwise, yes, you can just have the scene and play without moving anything. It's not necessary to do, but we love the idea that we allow all these things. Also, another thing we are introducing in the next build for everyone. So we are going to bring the dice, the new dice. We are bringing Hex Grid because so many comments about Hex Grid. We have 3 grids basically right now. You can customize the size, you can customize the color, but there are 3 grids: no grid, the building grid, and the gaming grid. So the reason we have a building grid is for people who want to follow the grid as they build and not be 100% free. The gaming grid is follows the 5th edition rules, and now we are introducing the hex one.
Yeah.
Another tip for the rotate is that you can rotate using your holding shift and using the mouse wheel. Yeah, without even using the buttons or anything. Yeah. You choose any style.
Yes.
You can close the collection from the X if you want. You don't need it open. So now, in the area that you're gonna draw, it's gonna create a room. It's simple as that.
So
Now, if you go on, it will continue building rooms, and that way you can create a dungeon in
let's say I
seconds.
want to create something internal.
And if you try to go further, like that way you can really fast build a dungeon or a house, or I don't know, if you are an architect. I've used it to describe a house I wanted to rent, and I created the whole house in RPG Stories to show it to my family. You can start placing objects in and create your scene and your dungeon. And this is basically how it started. And then we started adding outdoors, and it became this huge, huge, huge project. Have you seen that?
It looks fabulous.
So that's why we keep adding manual ways to do things, because people can get really creative, and then you can actually play in here. So and that's the goal, basically, and that's the fun part with RPG Stories. So as you go and you build things and you want to create a quest, you can just go to Steam Workshop, find what other people have created, and say, all right, I can write a quest in a medieval library. And let me say that also is Mac compatible. I mean,
That's right.
we support Mac, because otherwise my brother would kill me. Bye-bye. It was lovely meeting you. Bye-bye, Mike.
Please make sure to check the web links for more information, and most importantly, please make sure to register to be notified about the new RPG Stories Kickstarter, The Wrath of Devs. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.